Bienvenidos a Entertainment Circle. I'm Sheyla Paz and I am here with my dear director friend, Sharon. How are you?
Doing great.
Thank you so much for coming in such a short notice.
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
I am so happy to have Sharon here because she's the writer, the producer, the director of the Good Book movie, where I have a very small part, but I was so happy to do it. Tell me, what inspired you to write this story?
Well, I'd had this idea for just these random people. You know, I would just like, that'd be a good character, that'd be a good character. And I just had all these random people. It's like, how are we going to connect them? You know, what is their connection with each other? And so then Fred and I were talking about, you know, how we really need to show, not tell. You know, that's what they always say, show, not tell. And so we're like, how do we do that? And then Fred's like, what if we literally showed and didn't tell? And it's like, we could do a silent movie. And it was so funny. We were in this Mexican restaurant and we said that, and then we were looking around, did anyone hear us? They're going to steal our idea. They're going to do the silent movie. And so we were just like so excited. We're going to do a silent movie. Can we do it? And then I started writing and it did. But now let me clarify. I'm not the producer. Fred's the producer. I'm just the writer director. So.
Well, okay, Fred, you got that credit. So, you went kind of like backwards because silent film is kind of like the beginning of cinematography. But there is such a beautiful music line for this film. Tell me about the music. How do you pick the music?
Well, actually, we have a composer. His name is Rick Hollitz, and we had actually contacted another composer that we were familiar with, and then he referred us to Rick. And Rick was just really excited because obviously when you're doing a normal movie, the music is just kind of in the background, where with this, it is front and center. So he enjoyed it, but he was like, it's a lot harder.
Yeah, it is. So one of the actors that you invited to be part of this film is Jane Gutson, who has somewhat some celebrity status. How did she commit to do the film?
Well, actually, we had gone to a workshop. It was just an arts conference in Roanoke, Virginia. And while I was there, I went to a conference with Jen. And then I have a blog where I interview behind the scenes people that are involved in movies. And so I said, can I do a Faithflix interview with you? And she said yes. And so we arranged it. And then after we did it, she was like, how can I bless you? I said, well, we're getting ready to do a movie. You could be in it. I was just joking. I really didn't think she would take me seriously. And so she's like, okay. And I went, really? So we were very, very blessed to have her involved.
And I am so glad that she was involved because I got to meet her and she's a sweetheart. She gave us a workshop about how to act in a silent film, which is very hard because I was trying to figure out, as my character, what should I say? My character? Okay.
Yes.
I am an international Christian and I asked her, what is the element? What should I look for in this part? And she said, what is your tradition in your country? And I said, well, we hug and kiss. And she said, then that is the thing that you have to add to your character. But when we filmed it, there was nothing that I had to do like that in my part. And I was like, okay.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned about that because she's actually got this whole program called Inspiring Audiences where she goes around and she does that workshop with like students, and what she does is she shows one of her movies and then she'll use that kind of as the kickoff, and then she'll talk to the students about the movie, about her role, and then inspire them and encourage them in their acting career. And the Good Book will be one of the movies that they can choose from. So,
Awesome! Yeah. Yay! Making step forward. So some of the actors that are in the film are local artists, local actors. Apollonia is there, Rick Barnes, a really good friend of mine, and he was a real homeless person at some point. Tell me about that story.
Well, it's funny because when everybody was sending in their headshots and everything and what part they were interested in, and that was one of the parts he submitted for him, and I looked at his picture and I just don't know that he could be convincing as homeless. And I'm like, I just don't think so. And then he sent us an audition tape and he did a really good job. And then it wasn't until we were actually filming and he shared, he's like, actually, I really was homeless, and he shared just an incredible story. But it was just so funny that I was like, oh, no, he wouldn't be convincing.
So I know that a lot of people around our area submitted for this film. How hard was for you to pick the characters for each part?
It was really tough. I guess part of the hardest thing is, like, you know, you're putting together families. You have to put together people, you know, that look like they can be connected. And what we ran into is we had a lot of actresses who had a very similar look. And now that's a pet peeve of mine when I'm watching a movie and it's like, now who is she? She looks like, and you're getting them confused.
Yeah.
And so we really didn't want it to be that way. So there were some really wonderful actresses that we couldn't put in a major part because they looked like one of the other actresses. The hardest part we had was with Daniel, the main boy, because he needed to be old enough that he could run away and kind of take care of himself, but he needed to look very young. And so we didn't want him to look the least bit like a teenager. He needed to look like a little boy, but he needed to be mature because he's literally the longest part of the movie. And so we searched and we had all these, oh, you know, he's too young, I don't think. And then somebody suggested Evan, and as soon as we saw him, it's like, yeah, that's it.
That's the boy. That's the boy. So finally, this Saturday is our official premiere in Springfield, Tennessee. Tell us the details about it.
It will be at Springfield Baptist Church, Springfield, Tennessee, which is right, the church is right in downtown. The doors will open at 6. It'll start at 7. We're hoping to have a packed out crowd, free admission. Anybody is welcome. It will be a red carpet event, and then we'll have a reception afterwards.
You're going to have a cake and all that?
Well,
Okay, that's a no.
we're not doing a cake because I was like, we may have like 300 to 500 people, and I don't think we have a cake that big, but we're going to have food. We're going to have punch and little finger foods. Yeah.
Okay. So you've been submitting the film for other film festivals around the country. Where are we with that process?
Well, we just finished the film like less than a month ago, and so it has been a frantic sending it off. It's been really amazing because we have had 3 film festivals contact us. Now, I had no idea that even happened, but they're like, we heard about your film and we want you to submit to us. So some of them we can't tell because they're still taking submissions, but we are officially in one that we can tell is the Hollywood International Christian Film Festival of New York, which is taking place next week in Brooklyn.
Fantastic.
Yes, so we're excited about that.
So if people want to find out more information about the film and all that, where they can go?
It's goodbookmovie.com, and we also have a Facebook page, which is The Good Book Movie. And we are constantly updating the Facebook page. We're constantly updating the website. So we'll have all the current information.
Great, fantastic, and thank you for plugging me in so many times. She put my pictures of the Oscars. I was like, wow, okay, thank you. So if you want to go to the premiere, please go and to the Facebook page. There is a calendar event there for this Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Springfield Baptist Church. You don't want to miss this. It's a fantastic movie, so go see it. And stay tuned for more Entertainment Circle. And here is the trailer.